Why are we here?
Judge, we're here on an AOP establishment case. There are two children in this case and four children outside of the case. So we have two little boys in this one. The parties are in agreement for the most part. We're definitely in agreement as far as setting support. The testimonial evidence will show that Mr. Espinoza just was hired at Energy Waste, which is a company that services the oil field. He works for $18 an hour, giving him a credit for $30 cash medical reimbursement for the state and four children outside of the case. His child support would be $480 beginning March 1st, 2026. And then that $30 repayment to the state would also begin March 1st of 2026.
How
The
much
parties are,
dirt
oh,
cash medical is 30 to the state?
yes, sir.
Okay.
In regards to a retroactive child support judgment, the parties are in agreement to that. The parties are in agreement to the retroactive time frame being from uh, December of 2024, which is the month after Mr. Espinoza got out of incarceration, until this month, February of 2026. So that represents 15 months. During 9 months of that time frame, Mr. Espinoza had a job as a shipyard cutter for $12 an hour. And then the other 6 months, the parties in the state were in agreement to using a minimum wage presumption. So that gave us a retroactive judgment that everybody's in agreement to of $4,320. And we would ask Mr. Espinoza to repay that at $75 a month. The parties are in agreement to being named joint managing conservators, with the mother being the primary custodial parent. And last I checked, the parties were still in agreement to a standard possession order. What we're having some dialogue about, Judge, is a few things in regards to exchanges and a non-disclosure finding and communication. So Miss Zavala is going to be asking for non-disclosure of her telephone number and address today, and asked for the parties to communicate through app close in regards to exchanges and the children. Her testimonial evidence will show that there has been family violence between her and Mr. Espinoza, that she had her skull fractured, and that's why he was incarcerated. So that is going to be her testimony on why she's asking for the non-disclosure and why she's asking to communicate through app close. On the opposite side, Mr. Espinoza does not want to have Miss Zavala's new husband involved in exchanges of the children at all. Miss Zavala does wish to have somebody present during exchanges because of the history. However, Mr. Espinoza does not wish to have interactions with Miss Zavala's new husband because of a threat that he received from him about gun violence, essentially, that he would shoot him. So that's kind of where we're at, Judge, on this one, is that there's a little bit of disagreement on communicating through the application and the non-disclosure finding. The parties were in agreement to exchanges being done kind of like this. Mr. Espinoza is working for the oil field, and right now he's working in Cuero. But his job may send him on some sort of like a rotating basis of, working in the West Texas area, working up in Dallas. He also has connections down in the Valley. So he could, be kind of a little bit all over. Miss Zavala does not drive, but her husband does. And Mr. Espinoza and Miss Zavala have agreed to, anytime that he's not in Cuero, meeting halfway at some sort of a public space, an HEB, a McDonald's, a Walmart, which again could vary depending on where he's stationed. But they've agreed to communicate about where he's at. That Mr. Espinoza would communicate 7 to 10 days, whatever the court deems appropriate, beforehand, where he's located, and for them to be able to discern from there where a halfway point would be. Right now, Mr. Espinoza does not have access to a personal vehicle as well. So there's just some complications logistically right now. Mr. Espinoza's motor and his vehicle, it's going to take about $1,500 to $2,000 to fix. So he may be looking at avenues of just purchasing a new vehicle. Right now, he does not have access to a personal vehicle to be able to meet, halfway or to do exchanges currently. But he is indicating that that's going to change pretty quick. But just right now, that is kind of a logistical concern. So just wanted to bring all of that before you, Judge. Again, kind of the main things are that non-disclosure, the communication through app close, and then kind of how exchanges are going to work.
Okay, you said Mr. Espinoza currently lives in Cuero,
Yes, Judge.
and Mrs. Zavala lives
In Yoakum.
in Yoakum. Okay, so she's right, because Yoakum actually is right next door. I mean, it's
Yes,
in
Judge.
fact,
So they're
Yoakum
about
is
15 minutes from each other,
half
right?
DeWitt County and half Lavaca County. So I'm not. Which side does she live on? Do you know?
I'm not sure, Judge, but the parties indicated they're about 15 minutes apart from each other.
Right. Yeah, I can see that. Okay. All right. Okay.
And just to flag post as some more, Judge, we are officially on the record, obviously. I just want to get on the record that I don't believe that Mr. Espinoza has been served in this today.
Okay.
With all due respect, can I have a word, Your Honor?
Sure. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to talk to me, Mr. Espinoza, okay?
Okay.
So
Okay, sir.
why don't we go ahead and but hold that I'm gonna ask you if you have a statement or if you have questions, okay? In a minute.
Okay, sure.
What I would like to do is let Mr. Morgan question you about the service so that we can establish service today. And also question you about the terms that he's put on the record to see if you are in agreement with what he's put on the record, and that way you can get into what you don't agree to, okay? So
Yes, sir.
that's
Yes,
the
Your
best
Honor.
way. In other words, we kind of find out what everybody agrees to and then find out let's talk about what we don't agree with, okay?
I appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Morgan, you may call Mr. Espinoza as a witness.
Thank you, Judge. State calls Francisco Espinoza. Mr. Espinoza, can you please state your name again for the record?
Francisco Espinoza Jr.,
And, sir, your relationship to the two children in the case?
their father.
And, sir, you heard me say I don't believe that you've been served on this case officially. Is that correct?
No, sir.
And so you understand today that we need to for you to waive your service on the record so that we can proceed?
Yes, sir.
And so you're comfortable today moving forward without having service of process done through official means?
Can you brief me through that?
You're comfortable proceeding today legally so that we can get an order establishing you as the father, getting you in order to establish, visitation and all of that today without having service on you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Judge, this is actually my first time working a non-service case ever on a docket. So I just want to make sure that those are the questions that I need to ask and that we're good to go.
I think we are good to go. I believe those are the proper questions. Mr. Espinoza could have said, no, I want to wait and do this after I've been served, and he's waived his right to be served. And I think that's wise moves. So that way we can move forward with dealing with this case instead of having wasted all our time and then having to come back at a later date. So that in essence is what you've done, Mr. Espinoza. You didn't waive anything else at this point. You just waived the right to be served. And so that way we can move forward at this time. Do you understand, Mr. Espinoza?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Morgan, go ahead with your questions.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Espinoza, you heard me read into the record what I believe to be the agreements in this case. Did you hear those?
Yes, sir. Can I say something?
Sure.
My only concern is that I didn't go to prison for what she's saying. I went to prison for DWI and a possession of controlled substance. It's on my record. It should be on my record. Yeah. I don't have no record of family violence with her at all. I think that's her prior husband. I just want to get that clear.
Okay, yes, sir. And so you said you were in there for a DWI and use of a controlled substance?
Possession, yes, correct.
A possession, okay. And what substance were you under possession of?
Cocaine.
And how long were you incarcerated?
I was incarcerated 22 months.
And sir, you just said it, but I just want to make sure I get this for sure on the record. So it's your testimony today that there's never been family violence between you and the other party?
Well, there's never been. I mean, we had arguments and stuff like that, but it was never through police reports or nothing like that. So I mean, I don't believe it's in record.
You
There's
ma'am,
Hold
no,
on.
no, no.
there's
Miss Zavala,
Okay.
hold on, you'll get an opportunity to
Okay.
respond in just a minute, okay, Miss Zavala?
yes, yes,
So we can't let you interrupt Mr. Espinoza, and we're not gonna let Mr. Espinoza interrupt you, okay? So
yeah, I'm
you can
sorry.
just be patient. We're gonna get your side of this, okay?
Okay.
Don't worry. Go ahead, Mr. Morgan.
Yes, sir, sorry. And sir, has there ever been physical abuse between you and Miss Zavala?
Um, yes, in the way that we did have like both. Okay, it would be like both into that physical, but it wasn't. I mean, what can I say? There's no record about it,
Okay.
or that we had to fight or whatever. You know, all partnerships have their arguments, but other than that, I was never staged as a. I don't have any domestic violence at my record, so I mean, that's what I'm saying. At all,
Yes, sir.
I was 12 married. I was 12 years married with my first marriage. No, I have no domestic violence at all, or towards my kids, or towards my ex. So I mean, what can I say?
Yes, sir. You had never fractured her skull.
I believe this is about the children right now, and like I said, I've been 2 hours already on this meeting, and I'm at my workplace. Like I said, I mean, if it's
Judge,
gonna
I
be
would
something,
object to non-responsive.
I understand. Go ahead, move on with your questions, Mr. Morgan. I got the response. I heard.
Okay. And sir, you heard my other statements as far as exchanges. What is your request in regards to exchanges for the children?
or like I said, any personal, any public place to me is perfect. Hey, the Yocum Police Department, I'll go. I mean, I got nothing to hide. I just want the rights to my kids, and that's all it is. So ever since I've been
And
out, I've only been able to see them once, and I'm gonna say phone calls rare at all. So that's the only thing I want. If I have to buy a phone for my little boy, he's 6 years old. If I have to buy a phone for him so I could be calling him or to see how they're doing, I'll do it. I mean, that's the only thing I want, to know about my children, and practically that's what it is.
sir, you currently work in Cuero?
Yes, I'm currently worked at Cuero. Just got back from Laredo. I lived 6 days to Laredo and just got back last night.
And it's my understanding of what I told the court that your job could be kind of anywhere across the state. Is that correct?
Oh, yes. Right now they have plans for me to take a crew down to College Station, which is right in between Houston and Louisiana. So I could stay over there for 2 weeks. I could go to West Texas. I could go to Laredo. Like I said, I just came back from over there. So I mean, I'm on call 24/7. So wherever they need me, that's where I'm gonna go.
So, sir, it's your request today that if you're in Cuero, you're comfortable exchanging at the Yocum Police Department?
Like I said, I have no vehicle to go over there. Right now I move with the company trucks, and that's where I go to the locations. And that, like I said, my vehicle, I left it in Bronzeville. The motor messed up, so I have no way of going down there. I have
But
no.
sir, I mean, I guess my question is if, that motor is fixed or you get
Oh,
your new vehicle, that sort of deal, and
yeah,
you are in
that would be
Cuero,
best. Yeah, that would be best. I said I have no problem going to the police department or meeting them in a public place, inside of Walmart, inside of HEB. I mean, I have no problem at all.
and same questioning, presuming that you have a personal vehicle, it's your request today that if you're not in Cuero, that you and the other party would communicate and pick a halfway point at a public venue.
Uh, yes, correct.
And how would you like that communication to happen between you and the other party?
Look, like I said, I'm not that much into technology. I had trouble going through into this meeting. So like I said, man, to me is if they want to call me from a unknown number or whatever, or a block number, hey, to me that's perfect. I don't really have to have no numbers, but I think downloading all those apps and all that, to me, it's just a hassle, and I just lose time without that. So
And so that brings me to my next point about, blocking numbers. And you said you didn't care if they called you off a block number. Are you asking for her telephone number and address to be in the order today?
I don't need her telephone number. If that's gonna be a issue between me knowing about my boys, like I said, I'll buy a phone for my boy. That's the only thing I can say, man. I'm not trying. I'm 33 years old. I'm not trying to go through no little hassles like insecure people or jealous people. I'm not into that, man. I'm just doing me, working, and I want to know about my boys. That's all it is.
Yes, sir.
So, like I said,
And-
I'll buy a phone for him if it's necessary.
And Mr. Espinoza, you heard me read into the record what I believe to the agreements in regards to the support aspects of this case. Did you hear those earlier?
Yes, sir.
And so you're in agreement again that guideline child support is $480.
Yes, sir. A month. Yes.
And you understood that was based off of your hourly rate of pay of $18 per hour?
Yeah, that's going based on. I know for my other kids, the oldest ones, that's what I pay a month, $431. Well, basically, ever since I came out of prison, I haven't been there, but I have an agreement with the mom, and she didn't open the case up again, but I conversate with my children and with the mom.
All right.
In my
And so,
first
sir,
marriage.
you understood that $480 gave you a credit for those 4 other children?
I don't know how y'all work that out over there. I mean,
You
I'm just
understood
going by what
that's what was discussed with you, correct, Mr. Espinoza?
correct.
And
Four
Mr.
eighty, Mr. Morgan, did you say 480?
Correct, Judge. Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Morgan.
And sir, you understood that the state is requesting a $30 cash medical reimbursement,
Yes, sir.
and you understood the retroactive judgment was $4,320.
For 75 a month. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, Judge. And then lastly, sir, you were in agreement with the other party to be named joint managing conservator.
Pardon me?
You were in agreement to with the other party to be named joint managing conservators. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that she would be the primary custodial parent that the children live with.
Yes.
And then you and her are agreeing to a standard possession order, correct?
As far as I know, is that if I have to do anything to keep my children safe, and if they are on CPS cases, if something goes wrong, I mean, of course they're my children. I'll take them in. So this could be she's the primary right now, but we never know what goes on after that.
Yes, sir.
I just know for my boys, I'm gonna be there.
And so, sir, you're asking for the first, third, and fifth weekends of the month, every other weekend that you would have possession and access?
Yes, sir, how you stated.
Yes, sir. All right, that's all the questions I have of this witness, or I'll retract that, Judge. Sorry. Mr. Espinoza, you understood that court costs are assessed in this case?
Yes, sir.
And that court costs would be assessed against the non-custodial parent?
Yes, sir.
All right. That is going to be all the questions I have of this witness, Judge. I'll pass the witness.
Okay, Mr. Espinoza, do you have?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you have any other witnesses you want to call at this time?
No, sir.
Okay, Mr. Espinoza, do you have anything else you want to tell me at this time?
No, sir.
Okay. And Mr. Espinoza, do you believe that the agreement that's been put on the record by Mr. Morgan that he's asked you about, do you believe that that agreement is in the best interest of your children?
As far as right now, I think it's the best I can do, man. Like I said, I'm on call 24/7, so I just got back
Right,
from
right.
Laredo. So I don't know when I'm gonna be here in town. I might be leaving tonight to College Station,
Okay.
but yeah, it's the best for my children.
Even while you live in Cuero right now, you're asking that,
The house I'm renting is at Yorktown, but yeah, I'm working in Cuero. I
okay,
give the
so,
address. It's in
all right.
Yorktown. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you live in DeWitt County. And so while you're living in DeWitt County, and it sounds like Miss Zavala is either living in also in DeWitt County or in Lavaca County, if she's in the on the Lavaca side in Yoakum. At this point in time, what you believe y'all are agreeing to is that y'all will meet at a public place to exchange the children?
To me, that'd be perfect. I mean, it would be just picking up my boys. Hey, take them shopping, take them out to eat, and
Okay,
it's better. It's better.
okay, and I understand you don't want Miss Zavala's boyfriend to be present when y'all exchange the children.
I don't mind him being present, but I mean, I don't mind him being present, man. I never said that at all. I never brought that up at all.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, then, as far as, information about possible threats from him towards you or anything like that, let me just say this. Either one of y'all can be present, or your significant others can be present when exchanging the children. It's a
Yeah,
simple
yeah.
matter of, it's a simple matter of, y'all have to be civil. No threats, no
That's
pulling
what it
guns,
is.
no threats of
That's all
pulling
it is.
guns,
Just
no
pick up the
threats of
boys.
violence by either side, okay? Because
Yes, sir.
there may come a time, Ms. Espinosa, where you have say a girlfriend and you can't go pick up the kids, but you try to send your girlfriend to pick up the kids. You want to be able to do that because any competent adult
Of course, of course, of course.
can do the
My
exchange of
boy.
the children. Okay, all right, I just want to make sure we're clear on that.
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Espinosa, I can tell you this, I'm not very computer literate myself, I'm really not, but App Close actually protects you. And it protects Ms. Zavala as well, but it protects you because what it does, it's like a telephone, okay? If
Yes,
you could
yes,
just
yes.
call and talk to her, that'd be great. But unfortunately, y'all can't, and that's all right, because you need to be able to talk to her so that you can find out where the kids are, so that y'all can make the arrangements to exchange and stuff like that. It's just that instead of talking to her on a phone, you're going to talk to her using a device. It's called App Close, and it's an easy. Once you learn how to use it, it's easier than a telephone. And what it
Okay,
does,
okay.
and what it
So I
does,
just download the app. Basically, I just download the app
you're
and
right.
that's it.
It's called App Close, and you each subscribe and get on it. And what it does is it keeps people from lying, because if a threat is made to you over App Close,
It's recorded.
we'll all know it. That's right. It's recorded, or vice versa.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
So it
Yeah,
keeps people from being uncivil with each other by being on this App Close app. It really does help. If the boyfriend is making threats towards you on App Close, we're going to know it. The courts is going to know it. All right. And so that's a good thing. So in other words, it makes everybody behave. And it works just like it enables y'all to communicate with each other, except that it'll be done through App Close. It's almost like if I would have said, look, I'm gonna let y'all talk to each other, but only by text and not actually verbally to each other. All right, that's kind of like App Close does, except that App Close actually records the conversation, the written
okay.
conversation. And so that's a good thing, so that I don't ever have to worry about somebody lying to the court about who's telling the truth about what was said in the conversation, because y'all will be able to submit the App Close information. So it's a good thing. All right. So I just wanted you to
Okay.
understand
Yeah,
why we're doing the App Close. It's actually to make sure you get to have your visits, when, where, how, because right now you have problems, you don't have a vehicle. Well, it's going to be maybe a while before you can actually start coming, or maybe you borrow a vehicle to meet them somewhere.
yes,
But
yes, yes, yes.
we're gonna put in the full visitation rights. But it really seems to me that you need to be able to communicate with Ms. Avila because of travel problems and stuff, and your job, and when you're gone for long periods of time. It's just that you're going to communicate to her through App Close, which is as if, okay, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it's actually helping you a lot. to make sure you get to see the boys, okay?
Okay, okay.
All right. Now, is there anything else you need to tell me at this time?
No, sir. No, no, no.
Okay. All right, Mr. Morgan, you may call your next witness.
State calls Juana Zavala. Miss Zavala, could you please state your name for the record?
Juana Isabel Zavala,
And Miss Zavala, your relationship to the two children in this case.
the mother.
And you understood that you and the father signed acknowledgements of paternity for these two children?
Yes.
At this time, Judge, the state would offer into evidence what's been marked as State's Exhibit A and B in this case, the acknowledgements of paternity.
Let me do something real quick with regards to admitting that. Mr. Espinoza, are
Yes,
you
sir.
agreeing that you signed an acknowledgement of paternity for each of the two boys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Correct.
So you are acknowledging that AOP is correct. Each AOP is correct.
Yes, sir.
And your testimony is you want to be established as the father of these two boys.
Yes, sir. Correct.
Okay. All right, then state's exhibits, what is it, A and B?
Yes, Judge.
They are admitted into evidence. You may proceed with your questions.
Thank you, Judge. Miss Zavala, how are the children covered on health insurance?
Medicaid.
And you understand the state's requesting a $30 cash medical reimbursement for that?
Yes.
And ma'am, you heard me read into the record that $480 is going to be the guideline child support in this case.
Yes.
And that is going to give him a credit for 4 children outside of the case.
Yes.
And you agree that he has 4 children outside of the case.
Yes.
Ma'am, you are also asking for a retroactive judgment today? Back pay? You're asking for back child support?
Yes.
And you understood that the state made some calculation there from December 2024 through February 2026?
Yes.
And you understood that the state cannot ask for retroactive support while Mr. Espinoza was incarcerated?
Yes.
And so that represents a 15-month retroactive period.
Okay. Yes.
All right. And then you understood that that retroactive judgment was $4,320,
Yes.
and that we're asking him to repay that at $75 a month.
Yes.
Ma'am, what is your request in regards to disclosure of your telephone number and address today?
Yes. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it just to make it easy for the boys and for everything else. Let's just go ahead and do it. And like I was just talking about this, and whenever he's close until he gets a car or something, we are down to kind of drive to Cuero and let him see the boys for a little bit or whatever it needs to be done when he's close to our town. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have any safety concerns if your telephone number or address were to be in the order today?
Let's just go ahead and like be civilized and just do it for the boys. Like if he's down to not cause any problems and anything like that, let's just go ahead and do what it has to be done. So I just.
Yes, ma'am. What is your request in regards to exchanges? You just kind of spoke a little bit about if he's around, that you're comfortable, exchanging. What is your request if he's not in Cuero?
Well, like I was hearing that he doesn't have a car right now, so till he gets one, like I said, when he's around us, like close to us, we because I don't drive, so me and my husband we're down to drive, let's say to Cuero, and kind of drive to him, And whenever he's far away, then we will have to wait till he gets a car or something like that.
And if he is far away, you're comfortable meeting halfway?
Yes.
Ma'am, what is your request today in regards to how you and Mr. Espinoza are going to communicate?
Let's do it through the app the judge suggests. I think it's the best way.
All right, ma'am. In regards to kind of what I talked about with the questioning of the other party, has there been family violence between you and Mr. Espinoza?
Yes, it's been yes.
What was the extent of that family violence? What happened?
Well, like I say, it starts with that's how it starts. It starts with the fracture on my eye. And after that, like he says, we will fight, but I mean, he will actually always hit me. It was no way I will hit him. It was like that. But
And
it's
so,
of the eye. He's talking about no police record, but actually the police went and picked me up from their house, and they took me to San Antonio. The records are on it has to be in there. They actually took me to the Army Hospital, the San Antonio Army Hospital, and they knew that, like, they even put like a officer outside my room just because they knew what was going on. They knew, what happened to my eye and everything, and yes. So I'm understand that he doesn't want to talk about it, and that this is about the boys right now. And I just, it's been, but it's been like I say, if everything is gonna be fine for the boys, I just whatever is it needs to be done today.
and ma'am, did you have to have surgery after that injury?
Yes, I do have a metal plate on my eye, on this right eye, and I do not see right. Like I have a lot of problems to see, and half of my face is numb. Like I have movements, but I actually have like half of my face is numb. It left me a lot of, like I said, I'm just struggling with this eye and stuff like that. That's what happens.
Yes, ma'am. Um, is there anything else that you wanted to say in regards to Judge, I'll retract that and I'll let you'll handle that. I think that's all the questions that I'll have of this witness, Judge. I'll go ahead and pass the witness.
Okay, Ms. Zavala,
Yes.
can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have anything else you want to tell the court at this time?
Not only that, like I do not want any problems when the boys are around. Let's say, the boys, we're gonna give the boys and then we start arguing. I don't want that. I don't want my boys to go through that. So all I'm asking is for him to be really civilized, like I am gonna be too, and my husband too. We're just gonna do the right thing for the boys. And if you have something to discuss, it will be separate out of the boys. I don't want the boys to be, stuff.
Right. Ms. Zavala, are you preferring that you and even when he's in the Cuero area, are you preferring that the exchange always be at a public place, or are you okay with him being able to come to your home to pick up the boys?
I think for the best of this is to be in a public space. I think that's
Okay. No, that's fine. I just want to know because, if you were like, I don't have a problem if he comes to the house, but if you want to know, I'd rather we meet in a public place.
Yeah.
That's okay too. Okay. All right. All right then. Is there anything else you need to tell me at this time now?
No, sir.
And are you in agreement with the terms that have been put on the record so far
Yes, sir.
with regards to custody, visitation, paternity, child support, and all, and using the app close app? You're good with all of that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any other witnesses you want to call at this time?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you have any questions for Mr. Espinoza at this time?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, then. I don't have any other questions for this witness, Mr. Morgan. Do you rest, Mr. Morgan?
Yes, Judge, state would rest.
Okay. All right, then I find I do have jurisdiction of this case. And I do believe that the agreement as worked out by the parties is in the best interest of the children. I am going to go ahead and establish the paternity of the father, Francisco Espinoza, for the two boys. So that should be in the order establishing that. And I want those AOPs attached as exhibits, those attached to the order. I am also ordering that the child support be set. Well, let me say this first. I'm going to go ahead and name the parties joint managed conservator. I do have concerns about the testimony with regards to the past history of family violence. But I'm going to go ahead and name the parties joint managed conservator because Mrs. Zavala is okay with that. And she's okay with giving Mr. Espinoza full visitation terms per the Texas Family Code. However, I'm going to put some safeguards in there. I am going to keep the non-disclosure clause in there and to keep her address and phone number private. So I want the non-disclosure clause in there. I do believe there has been some family violence in the past. But I'm going to give Mr. Espinoza full visitation per the family code under stamp possession order. the exchange of the children will take place in a public place to be agreed upon by the parties. So I'm gonna make that where they can agree as to where they want to meet to exchange the children. All right, for the visitation. I'm
And
going to
Judge,
set
if I
doc-
may, is there gonna be any sort of a time frame that Mr. Espinoza needs to give to Ms. Zavala to exercise those rights?
Well, I look at it this way. I was about to put in that since we're gonna have the non-disclosure, and the only way he's gonna be able to communicate with her is I am ordering that they use app close. And so with regards to that, I'm not doing a time frame. He has a standard possession order, but he's gonna have to use app close to say, hey, I can come now, or I'm not gonna be able to come now. If I put a time frame on him, he might find out at the last minute that he's off of work, and then he'll call, and I don't want to put it where, he has to give so many days. Basically, for right now, I'm not putting in time frame, but I'm saying Mr. Espinoza is gonna get to see his boys if he uses the app close to get to contact her and talk to her. I'm also not gonna order the exchange to be at a halfway point. I'm not gonna do that right now. The normal thing I would be doing in these cases would be having Mr. Espinoza do all the driving, picking up and returning the children, okay? But that would, I can't put that on Mrs. Avila if Mr. Espinoza is the one that is out in West Texas, and then make her have to drive halfway to West Texas. That's his job, and I get that. But they can agree to meet anywhere they want. So I'm ordering that the visitation will be at public places as agreed upon between the parties. But I'm not making it a halfway point because different circumstances, different times. But if Mrs. Avila to try to help, and it seems she really does want Mr. Espinoza to see the boys. If she wants to meet him at a halfway point, that's the exchange place they want to meet at, that's fine. But it's going to be an agreed upon halfway point, okay, to be decided by Mrs. Avila, okay? And be a public place. And that's what they'll do as far as exchanging the children. And Mr. Espinoza should always be able to contact her almost immediately by using app close. Okay, so that's a good thing. So that takes the place of telephone calls, and it lets everybody know what's being said on that through those communications. So again, I do want the non-disclosure clause put in there. I'm naming the parties joint marriage conservator. I'm naming mom as primary custodian of the kids with no geo restriction. Okay, because the father does move around or work all over the state anyway, so or could be working all over the state. So I'm not gonna put a restriction on where mom lives. Mom, Miss Zavala, you will have the exclusive right to determine where the children reside, their residence. You will also have the exclusive right to determine which schools they will attend. You will have the exclusive right to receive child support, and Mr. Espinoza will be obligated to provide cash medical to offset the costs of the government insurance that you currently have. All the other rights that y'all have will be mutual, okay, will be the same because y'all are joint marriage conservators, which means that Mr. Espinoza will be able to talk to the teachers. He'll be able to talk to doctors, nurses, dentists, counselors. He can be full-time dad, okay? But you're going to have the custody, the primary custody, okay? And I'm approving the standard possession order being put in. Again, I did say I want the non-disclosure clause put in because I am making a finding that there has been family violence in the past. I want the mutual order that says no disparaging remarks made to either side. Okay. I don't want there to be any kind of threats of violence by either side or agent of either side. That means, Mr. Espinoza, that Ms. Avila's husband or boyfriend has to behave with you, and you have to behave with him. Y'all can talk cordial to each other, but cannot make threats. Okay, and protects
Your
both
Honor.
sides.
Your Honor, well, okay, yes, there was domestic violence in the past, but like I said, right now my concern is with the well-being of the kids. There's domestic violence as recorded on records right now on her life as is right now. So that's a concern for me too. It's my two children. So hey, but I can't waste all this time, man. I gotta go to work. They're waiting on me, and
Right, Mr. Espinoza. I'm not,
Yes,
I'm not convicting you of anything right now. I'm not putting any charges
No,
on
no,
you.
no, no, of course not.
And,
Of course not.
Mr. Espinoza, if I was that worried about it, I would not be naming y'all joint managed conservator. I would be naming you only a possessory conservator. But I don't have a time frame of when this happened, how long ago it happened. But I do know that y'all have both admitted, okay, we had some issues, and that's why the non-disclosure clause is gonna stay in place. And that's
Okay,
also why
yeah, no problem.
I'm gonna use app close, but you'll be able to fully, there's no new charges or nothing being done against you at this point in time, in that, in regards to any type of criminal findings against you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so that is my ruling. I am assessing court costs against Mr. Espinoza. And Mr. Morgan, I'm gonna give you 1 week to get this order ready. Okay, did I miss anything?
No, sir.
Okay, I'm setting it for entry on February the 20th. Okay. That means, Mr. Espinoza and Ms. Zavala, that Mr. Morgan will prepare this order and he will send it to y'all for y'all to review it and sign off on it by DocuSign and send it back to Mr. Morgan. If y'all don't send it back to him by February 20th, I'm going to sign it anyway. I'm rendering this order today, so it's effective today's date. Okay? And I do believe that this order is in the best interest of the children, and I do believe I have full jurisdiction of this case. And
Thank you, Your Honor.
okay. All right, guys, that's all I've got. Mr. Morgan, are we done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, y'all stick around long enough for Mr. Morgan to make sure he's got y'all's email addresses to get y'all the orders, and then y'all are going to be released. We are going off the record. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you, sir.
Judge.
Thank you.
And y'all are both free to leave. I already confirmed those
Thank you,
email
sir. Thank you,
addresses
sir.
with you. So y'all are free to go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.